Welcome back to Chuck Builds. This is another video in my Chuck Builds a Website series, and I almost forgot to cover this. I've recently just uploaded all of the videos I've previously recorded, and those were all in one take with an old Hetzner server that I've since shut down. And I'm on a new one, and I'm gonna have to censor a lot, but this is very important, and I think I need to go over it, especially if you're just following along and you don't know how any of this works. These containers that we've launched, Ghost, Postgres, Formbricks, they frequently get updated. And the tags that we used when creating these are mostly latest. So it'll grab the latest version of these containers as those updates come out. But I didn't tell you how to update them. So the first and easiest way, and really the only way that I'm going to recommend in here, is that you turn on your firewall to Portainer again, that you log into Portainer, and then you come to your editor, and then you come down to this update the stack action. And when you do this, you want to repoll the image so that it gets the latest image and doesn't just update the settings that we've changed, that it actually grabs the latest version and redeploys. It's pretty quick. It's going to re-download those latest versions and automatically relaunch everything with the same criteria that we previously set in our compose. I will have the compose censored on this because I have real passwords this time. And just like that, all of our containers have been re-downloaded, relaunched, and are up and running. Now that I've covered how to update the container, I think I should tell you when to update the container, and there's no easy answer to this. Some people are strict believers in always being the most up-to-date, and other people like to wait until there's a big enough change to make it worth their time or like the risk of doing the update. When you do the update, there is some downtime, and there is a risk that something has changed that you're going to have to figure out how to change. Ghost has been pretty good so far in the 2 or 3 years I've been using it. I really only had one scenario where I had to change something with the database, and I have that video on my channel so you can see kind of what happened and how to fix it. The easiest answer for this is at your leisure, when you notice or when you remember. But if you want to like quantifiably know for certain that it's time to update, a way that you can know for Ghost specifically, and not necessarily for Formbricks or N8N, but just for Ghost, is coming down to the gear icon, scrolling all the way down to About Ghost, and you'll have a version tag right here. And you can click this, and you can see if it's the latest, and if it's not the latest, you can see in the releases how far behind you are based on the numbers and the release here. You'll see what changes, and you might find it's not really worth it. A few weeks ago, there was the addition of tips, which I think is awesome, and that would probably be one that I would opt for, but I wouldn't worry a few days later if there was a long title bug and I didn't have that bug. Additionally, some minor fixes and minor bugs, if you're not experiencing those, you're not even aware of them, I wouldn't worry too much. But when you notice that you're behind or that it's been several months since I've done this, it's a good idea to come in here, double check how far back you are, make sure that there's no breaking updates. They'll usually call that out in the comments, and you can scroll through real quick and see before you go back to Portainer and repull that image.